Truth Uncensored. My whole network fighting. 12 and a half, get you a quarterback. I got them shits flying like spiders.
Welcome to another episode of the Uncensored Truth Podcast. I'm your brother, Old Guy from Hip Hop News Uncensored, and sitting across from me is my co-host.
What it do? What's good? It's your brother Sam Ant. Viral Hip Hop News. Man, it feels good to be in the building this evening. Niggas, a Tuesday.
Yes, sir.
We got a great interview. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But it's another episode of the Uncensored Truth Podcast. Oh, God, what's good, my brother?
What up? What up, man? We in the building, man. We got the new theme song playing from my man Riz 609. That's RIZ 609. Go check his music out right now. We in the building for our Tuesday episode of the Uncensored Truth Podcast. I'm excited for the interview at 7 right after this, when they're going to see that one dropping, real soon. So, yeah, man, we here, man. You know how we do, man. The Uncensored Truth Podcast, the most underrated podcast out there, the most dangerous. And we killing it on YouTube, dog. It is what it is, man. But we ain't even going to talk numbers with them right now, though,
hey, man, men lie, women lie, but the motherfucking numbers don't.
Yeah.
And we humbly appreciate each and every one of y'all that watch, subscribe, share each and every video. Would be nothing without you guys. We appreciate that. Shout out to all the people that listen on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, and all major online outlets. And like Old Guy said in the beginning of the telecast, y'all hear the new song from my brother Riz. It is the official Uncensored Truth Podcast song. You'll hear the bars. You'll hear what he's saying up in there. All to do with this podcast, man. We appreciate that brother's work as always. But let's get to the show, man. We got a little bit of a show.
Yeah.
And then we're going to get into the interview, man. But let's talk about it.
It's going to be a little short episode today, but we wanted to cover a few topics before we interview Goods. You know what I mean?
Word.
Goods, is the one that battled Cassidy about a week or some change ago. So we got an exclusive interview with him tonight. So stay tuned to the podcast. Subscribe to it. Hit the like button wherever you're listening to it. That podcast is coming right after this one. But today we wanted to kind of get in here a little early just to talk about this before that interview. Yesterday, a video was released, what was perceived to be Nipsey Hussle hugging Eric Holder. Now, I'll be playing that on the screen for everybody watching right there. Well, the video floated around. We talked about it yesterday. We didn't release the video, but apparently Nipsey Hussle's family, responded to this video being posted and pretty much said it is not Eric Holder, it's Nipsey embracing someone called Flacco. Once again, it's not Eric Holder. And they're saying that the clip was taken about 6 months prior to Nipsey Hussle's shooting. Now, it was an individual who went on Vlad TV, and he pretty much said that he knew and that Nipsey was signed to, that Eric Holder was signed to his label back in the day, and that story has been debunked. They also said that that's not true. They had no prior business dealing. So Nipsey Hussle's family, speaking out, debunking that. I'm glad they did because, it'd have been a bad thing for that to continue to float around like that. But it wouldn't be surprising, nevertheless. But Sam, man, what do you think about this? Nipsey Hussle's family pretty much saying no, it was not Eric Holder. It was somebody named Flacco.
This is the second time that this has happened, because we remember when he initially, when everything occurred and everyone was saying Eric Holder did the crime, he was in this picture with Nipsey, and there was a whole group of them together, and everyone was saying that was him, and they debunked that. And now we have this, and they debunked that. What I think what's going on right now is this is just the life we live on the internet. Everyone's kind of clamoring for something.
Right. Yes, sir. Definitely. But yeah, man, tune into the Uncensored Truth Podcast with your brother Old God and Sam, man. We in the building. Today we got a nice interview coming up later with our brother Goods. Goods battled Cassidy last week, and the overall consensus from what we see is most people are saying that Goods won that battle. So we got an exclusive interview with him. Like I said, if you're listening on Google Play, iTunes, or Spotify, that interview is going to be coming after this one. So make sure that you subscribe and follow the Uncensored Truth Podcast. But yeah, go ahead, Sam, man.
The business phone, man. Sorry about that. But yeah, man, we're talking about a situation when we live in 2019 and people just have the ability to create anything. And yeah, some of these pictures we could see that look very, very similar to it. But that's a simple Photoshop. If you really think about it, I've seen people take Tekashi's tattoos off his face. I've seen all kind of shit on YouTube, what you can do with the ability you can have on a Photoshop. So we just got to be careful before we jump to rash decisions and before we start throwing out information and becoming all speculations and things like that. We talked about this yesterday, and we seen it, and it looked just like him. definitely did. Yeah. But we said, and we were careful not to speculate on anything. We tried to tie it up to as best as we could, given all the circumstances. He does music. Yeah, it could be this, it could be that, but we don't know end result. And thank God his family came out early and said, nah, let's hold that, because we know how the internet is. It gains steam and it's every fucking where. Now everyone's talking about it.
Yeah, and it's like it's crazy because a lot is not known right now. Like everything we thought we knew, something comes out and say, oh no, that didn't happen that way. It's this happened. Even like the whole informant thing about him being an informant. You know, we had Spider Logo and he talked about it a little bit, but it's just like nobody really knows. That was just a rumor that came out and people kind of just ran with it. And we don't know, man. Everybody still wants to know the connection to Eric Holder, to Nipsey. Like, how did they know each other? Like, what exactly happened? Because even that story, at first, that story came out to say, oh, they had an altercation. Nipsey called him a snitch. Came back with the gun. They said that wasn't true. They said that they shook hands. So it's just like, it's a whole lot of things, you know, that are going to be speculated. But I know, and I think that when the trial comes, witnesses will be brought in, and more, you know, of this appears to be in the dark will now be in the light at that point in time. Also, we'll probably get hopefully the marathon, you know, the angle, the shooting angle from the Marathon store, the T-Mobile, because even the family, like, they haven't spoken about that. Like, you know, oh, don't worry, we know exactly who it is. Maybe the police or their lawyer maybe told them not to.
I'm pretty positive.
Probably. You know, don't give up any, you know, thing, you know, close, you know, to the case at this point, obviously for the defense and whatnot. But yeah, man. So we shall see. You know, once again, ongoing thing. We talked about the Marathon store. You know, I actually did talk to Darren today about that and whatnot, and but that's another whole nother conversation. But the store, you know, shutting its doors and whatnot, but still taking online orders. So, you know, they you know, peace to the family, man. That's all I can really say at this point.
Indeed, man. And I want to see that Marathon store thrive. I want to see it do well. This is a problem that they're having, but it's a good problem that they're having. They have an outpouring of support. They got so much, just such great business going on. What people just need to do is be a little patient, understand that that's a growing and thriving business, and things have to still line up. Although it may seem like a long time, 3-4 weeks isn't a long time when you deal with the kind of loss that you dealt with. And if we're on the outskirts still dealing with death and people are still talking about it and blogging about it, you can only imagine what the family's dealing with. So just patience if you're genuine, and just kind of keep it moving from there. There's definitely pieces to this puzzle that are still unsolved, that don't kind of line up the way they're supposed to line up. We shall see as the time goes on. Like I said, in a lot of the time, or a lot of the podcasts or segments when we talked about Nipsey, there's cameras everywhere, man, especially in LA, especially where it's at. And even in talking behind the scenes with our brother Riz, they got super duper 4K cameras out there where they can sit there and look at blackheads on your motherfucking skin. They got it that in depth to where they know what's going on. And unlike back in 96, 97, when we lost Tupac and Biggie, there's cameras everywhere and they saw it. So there's certain truths that they're not going to be able to get away from. We'll figure out, and we will see how deep this goes as the story goes on and the trial goes on.
Yeah, I know. I think May 10th is the next time they're supposed to have court. So I guess we'll probably get more information. At least we'll know the next court date, and you know, more and more is going to come out. Obviously, once it gets closer, you know, to the trial date, and when the trial comes, we'll definitely, you know, speak about it again, because you know it was a tragic thing that happened, man. It's something that we had to kind of deal with, and his family and whatnot. So, you know, we wish the best for them with their ongoing battle and the things they got to deal with. You know, the loss of a great individual in their family, and that's all we kind of got to say about that situation.
Indeed, that's a fact.
Yes, sir. But you're tuned into the Uncensored Truth podcast with your brother Old God and Sam, and this is gonna be just a shorter episode of the podcast today. Don't get used to it, you know, ever being this short, because we got an interview that we're going to prepare for with Goods. Goods is a battle rapper that battled Cassidy about a week ago and whatnot. So we're going to have a powerful interview with him in just about under 50 minutes and whatnot. So
indeed,
definitely.
Looking forward to it. Oh God, I'm sending you something on your I'll send on your phone. I think I'm sending on your computer too.
Right.
Odell Beckham. Now I know you've seen the Met Gala and everyone dressed up and looking all good and shit and doing their thing yesterday out in New York. I was sitting there watching Jalen and Jacoby on ESPN a little earlier, and they showed this, and I think Marcus Spears was on there, and they're talking about this. Now I sent that to you, and that's what he has on right now, as you can see now. It's a kilt. That's what people were saying. That's what Odell Beckham. A kilt. You know, Roddy Piper and shit.
Yeah.
With the bagpipes and shit.
Yeah.
That's a kilt. What was your first reaction, and what do you think about what he has on? Just.
I mean, it don't surprise me from him. You know what I mean? Out of all the people, you know what I'm saying?
It's a kilt though, man.
Yeah, it resembles a skirt, you know. And it kind of looks like, you know, when you had the teacher and you was in school and they had the skirts and whatnot, and they would sit down and whatnot, and they would put one in. You know, everybody knows the story, but yeah, that's what it looks like. It's something that women supposed to wear, in my opinion. But I know a lot of people are going to get mad about that and say, oh, you know, men can wear what they want. They're bending the lines of sexual, this and that, whatever. I don't know, blurring the lines, whatever you want to call it. But just like you've seen guys wear purses and whatnot, I don't like it. I wouldn't allow my son to wear it. I wouldn't be a fashion, you know, trend if we would want to start. But I can't, you know, condemn this guy if he likes to wear kilts. You know, that's what he likes to do. But, you know, again, that's Odell. So.
This is a day and age that we just, and this is crazy because I remember when we were kids, and it seems like it's a little bit while ago now, and we seemed like our parents really didn't understand us and the music we listened to and the way we dressed and things like that. And dare I say, we may be falling under that stigma now. I'll never fucking understand this, but this is the way, and this is the
serious? You think so?
Of 2019. You think the young bulls?
You think that? So you think it's cool for them to pop up?
Do I think it's cool?
With a kilt?
Nah. What bothers
skirt?
What bothers me is that they don't think that it's cool to be strong and to dress dope and dress fly, and still show that you're a strong man.
Yeah.
And look good while doing it, and still be trendy while doing it. That's what's bothering me. Why they feel like going against the grain that deep is the way they need to go ahead and challenge fashion and challenge authority and show their masculinity. I have no idea. Now, I'm no judge. I have no idea. Dare I say how to show your manhood, whether or not, but it just seems like they always want to go.
Do you think
toward
that
the feminine as opposed to just being strong? I don't get it.
Do you think that they do that, you know, for attention, to get people like us to talk, or like, all right, we're going to this the Met Gala, you know what I mean? So, you know, let me wear this so I can steal the show. So all the headlines, the People magazines and the YouTube channels and all that talk about me as opposed to the next person. Do you think people do that? Because remember, we talked about what's the cat's name? We did a video about Gunner, and we talked about after we did the video on him, you know, when that story kind of blew up around the hip hop world, then people started to then Young Thug went and bought the same purse. Obviously, we know to get the, you know, the reaction of the people. But do you think that's the aspect of it? You think Odell was doing that, you know, for kind of, you know, the reaction of the people, or you think that he really feels comfortable in his skin with a kilt on?
I honestly feels it's a little bit of both, but I think the overall is genuinely he probably feels comfortable in that shit, and that's the day and age. You see the skinny jeans, and you see, I think I seen a brief clip of PNB Rock talking about certain Philly areas and things like that. It was funny as hell, but see, he was saying that certain areas don't know about fashion. They're not hip on the skinny jeans and things like that. And I'm not still hip on a pair of skinny jeans. You ever try to put one on past your calf?
Right.
And the shit makes you feel very, very weird and uncomfortable. It does for me. So I just can't ride with it. Now, I'm not saying I need the 4XL double baggy Carl Canal balls back in 94. No, there's a certain way to meet in the middle, but their style and their fashion simply just isn't fucking comfortable to me.
I'm not going to knock him, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, because he wears a kilt, just like when Kanye wore it, I'm not going to say that it's going to, you know, take away from anybody's manhood or anything like that. I'm just saying the way we were raised and whatnot, I think it just, you know, sends, you know, just mixed messages, you know, to children. And we just weren't raised that way. So our opinion might come off a little biased. We might be kind of out of touch with the younger guys who, like you said, skinny jeans and, you know, wear their hair different purple color, pink and stuff like that. It's kind of the norm for those guys to go that route. So I don't want to seem like we're getting older or nothing like that, but it just kind of is what it is. So no knock on them. It just looks a little suspect to me.
I mean, I know it's even a Met Gala and you trying to go against the grain, everything's dope. I would like it if it was a pair of shorts. You know what I mean? Or something like that if you wanted to do it. But the skirt or the kilt, so to speak, where the bagpipes at and shit, if it was supposed to be a kilt. If you're going to go all the way there, then go all the way there. Wear all that shit. Be the Braveheart.
Right.
If you're going to go there, that's a skirt, bro.
He still pull bitches with that. So that's the crazy part with it. Kilt
all day long. All races, all faces, all day long.
Yeah, so that's all he probably care about. Or, you know.
Nah, he just hopefully. I don't know. I ain't in that brother's corner. I have no idea. Whatever floats your boat, brother. Whatever floats your boat, my brother.
Yeah, man.
I ain't got nothing to do with it.
You know what I'm saying? But you're tuned into the uncensored, keyword uncensored truth with your brother, Old God, and Sam and man. I think that's all we got today. We're going to talk about, it's going to be a short program. We're going to get geared up for this interview with Goods coming up at 7 p.m. So stay tuned for that one, man. We appreciate everybody who listened. If you're listening on YouTube, go ahead, hit the like button and share the video. iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, you know, wherever you can rate the podcast, you know, if you really enjoy us, go ahead and give us a 5-star rating if you can. And if you get some time, share with another person. That's all I got though, Sam. Man.
Real quick, getting out of here, man. We got goods in the building for anybody that watched our shows prior to the battle. We all know both Old God and I were picking Cassidy to win the battle, but you were a little bit critical of our man Goods. Now you since apologized because you watched the battle and everything was cool, but you a little nervous today this evening, man. You know how people like to check us.
No, not at all. Because I never disrespected him.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying and whatnot. I just kind of, you know, I could say it in front of everybody that I kind of, you know, was kind of slept on him. I'll say that I slept on him a lot. You know what I'm saying? Probably should have looked a little bit deeper before, but I was just kind of, you know, a fan of Cassidy and just knowing what he could do.
Still is.
Yeah, it still is. But it's just like a lot of the stuff that Goods was saying was real. Like, you know, and I kind of like, you know, threw it off to the side. But yeah, the crowd and whatnot and the different, you know, the battle styles, kind of things have changed from when Cassidy was doing it. So I kind of underestimated that. But now I see.
Yeah, and it's great, man. We're going to have a great show.
Yeah.
Salute to that brother for responding as fast as can be. You know what I mean? Very, very. I can't wait for this interview, man, because there's a lot of questions that I've been wanting to ask just great battle rappers in general about the culture, about just a lot of different things. So we're looking forward to the interview this evening. Looking forward to all the interviews we got lined up. Salute to everyone on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play that are in the building right now. Take a brief pause because this will be on the back end of what you're going to listen to tomorrow morning. And obviously on YouTube, salute to y'all. Yeah. We'll have that interview probably dropping even before this shit's dropping, to be perfectly honest with you. But
on YouTube, it's gonna be out faster. So
we're gonna fly
on YouTube.
Indeed. And then enjoy and good morning to the people that are watching this on YouTube on this Wednesday morning. We appreciate each and every one of y'all. Make sure you share the video. We're about to do our 1-2. Get to this interview.
Yes, sir. We out. Peace. Let's give him a little bit of Riz on the way out of here real quick.
Hell yeah.
New track. Here's a new Uncensored Truth track on the way out, fam.
What am I doing?
Riz 609. Make sure you get him on any platform that streams music. It's RIZ 609. This is the official Uncensored Truth podcast theme song. Let's get it.
I like my truth. My whole network viral.
I like my truth uncensored. My whole network fire. 12 and a half get you a quarterback. I got them shits flying like Sprite.
All right, man, we out of here, man. Make sure y'all check him out, Riz 609. You're tuning to the motherfucking greatest. Fuck that. We out of here, man. Peace.
Peace.